Summer is in full swing here at Old Stonewell Farm in Vermont, and it's 4th of July weekend. As I get the early American flag out, so perfect for my 18th century home, I get a hankering for some strawberry shortcake, but my strawberries are not doing very well this year. Rabbits are getting them, so I decided to cross over the border to Fort Anne, New York, where there is lots of Revolutionary War history, but also a wonderful strawberry farm. It's a quiet day, no one's here. Perhaps it's because it's so hot out. But as I pick the berries, I think of 4th of July, but I also think about a strawberry Thanksgiving. Come, join me as I explain. I first heard of a strawberry Thanksgiving when I was working on a story for the magazine that I'm editor of. And I wanted to, it was for the November issue, and I wanted to talk to Indigenous people as to what Thanksgiving means to them. I mean, here you have the whole story of the Pilgrims and the Indians breaking bread together. What's reality? I wanted them to tell me about their traditions, their cultures, and their views of the Thanksgiving that we have in November. Well, as I was talking to a Presbyterian pastor in Southampton, New York, there is an Indian reservation there. He told me, as he was explaining about how they celebrate the November Thanksgiving and, you know, all the baggage that might come with it and everything. And he said, that really isn't our Thanksgiving. Our Thanksgiving takes place in early summer, in fact, in June, and it coincides with the strawberry moon, which was on June 14th this year. And I missed it because I've been going to bed early. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I seem to be going to bed before my chickens go to bed, which is not good. And it is a Thanksgiving celebration in which they give thanks to the Creator for the first fruit that ripens, the first berry that appears in the season, which is the strawberry. They see it as the Creator's renewed promise to them once again that good will come forth from this world. No matter how harsh life is, like a winter might have been, the harsh winter, have hope because God will provide. The Creator, Mother Earth, will provide beautiful fruits. So it was a time in June to give thanks. And I found it interesting because being a Presbyterian pastor, I know a lot of our churches always have strawberry festivals in the month of June. And as I thought about that, I'm thinking, wow, well, the strawberry festival that we have in the month of June, it was really a tradition of our Indigenous brothers and sisters. So I decided this year to really celebrate Strawberry Thanksgiving, even though I did miss the strawberry moon and it is early July. I'm a little bit late with my celebrations, but here in Vermont, the strawberries were a little bit late too. So I decided that I was going to have my Strawberry Thanksgiving to coincide with 4th of July weekend. And I thought how appropriate it was to have a Strawberry Thanksgiving take precedent over 4th of July, because I read that not only is the Strawberry Thanksgiving a time to give thanks to Creator, Mother Earth for the bounty, but it's also a time of forgiveness. An old Indian legend that goes, there was a brother and sister who loved each other very much, and they lived with their grandmother, and they got along beautifully, which is a miracle in itself because siblings usually don't get along. Well, one day they were walking in the woods and they came to a fork in the road and they disagreed as to what direction to go. So the brother said, I'm going west, and the little sister said, well, I'm going east. And they thought about which way to go together, and they decided that they were just going to go their separate ways. And it was horrible because this was the first fight they had. So as the siblings walked in their opposite directions, the brother felt very sad, and he felt badly that he argued with his sister, and he was trying to find his way back. Meanwhile, the sister, she prayed to the Spirit, help me because I'm getting lost on my path alone. If, oh great Spirit, you lead me back to the one that I fought with, I want to come bearing a gift. Well, the Spirit heard the little girl's prayer, and all of a sudden she looked down at her feet, and there was all these abundance of red berries all around. And so she picked the red berries and she put them in a bowl, and brother and sister found one another once again, and she presented it to her brother, and she said, here, my brother, forgive me. Let us have peace between us. And so the Strawberry Thanksgiving that's celebrated by the indigenous people is similar to our Thanksgiving in November, giving thanks for the bounty, but it's also about forgiveness and peace. In fact, there's a dance, a traditional dance, in which during the dance you pat one another on the shoulder as a sign of forgiveness. I'm here with you, peace. And I thought that was just so beautiful. Yes, Strawberry Thanksgiving is taking precedence over my 4th of July celebration this year, because I feel that our country, as we celebrate our birthday, I feel that our country really needs forgiveness and peace. But with the Roe v. Wade being overturned just a week ago, I've been silent, I've been quiet, I've been holding it in prayer. And I realized something, why I feel that I want to celebrate peace and forgiveness rather than freedom of our country, this independence. I'd rather celebrate an Indian Strawberry Thanksgiving because we need forgiveness. And I say this because it doesn't matter what side of the argument you are on, and the emotions are so high now in our country, very high. I'm not going to get into the politics of it, but I do want to tell you this. I realize that we have a tendency to villainize the other. We have a tendency to see people with hate and anger. And if you don't agree with me, or if you aren't on the opposite side of a topic, then we tend to villainize them now all in this together. And I was reminded of that we can't villainize the other if they disagree with us. We can't say, well, I'm not talking to you, I don't like you, I hate you because you believe this or you have done this. I say this because the other day there's this blogger that I used to follow, and she's a young woman from the Midwest, and she lives in Manhattan, and she battled with an eating disorder. And so I have seen her blog every once in a while, Beauty Beyond Bones, and she talks about how God helped her through her eating disorder. And I haven't really followed her that much lately, but I still get her writings. So the blog came the other day, and here is this young woman who I follow and I respect. She talked so beautifully about the pain and the fear she felt being in Manhattan, because she was now the minority. She is pro-life, not pro-choice. And she said that when the decision came, she just knew she was alone, because she was walking the streets of the city and there was all these protests and there was armed guards, and she wanted to go to church. So she went to St. Patrick's, and she said she couldn't believe it. When she got to St. Patrick's, every single door was barricaded with armed guards. You could only get into St. Patrick's through one little door on the side. And even then you had to be searched. And she said this church was a fortress. They were preparing for the worst. They were preparing for violence. And she said, what has this world come down to? We can't disagree without violence. And that made me step back, because I think I was slipping into villainizing those who didn't agree with how I felt or how I saw things. And I realized how she felt. And I'm thinking, my goodness, on the other side of our disagreements, they hurt too, and they're struggling too. So it's not an easy situation. It really isn't. It's a very complicated situation that we are in. And I don't think it comes down really to theological discussions and theological right and wrong. I think right now what we're facing is control and power, and that's the evil that we need to root out. The control over another, the taking away rights of others. And then we can sit down at the table together and seek forgiveness. A bowl of strawberries. Father, forgive me, for I know not what I do. Father, forgive us, for we know not what we do. Jesus' cry from the cross. Father, forgive them. If only forgiveness was as easy as giving a bowl of strawberries to somebody. As everyone around me celebrates independence and freedom, 4th of July, I'm going to enjoy some strawberry cornbread, an indigenous recipe that I found online, strawberry Johnny cakes. Very easy, it's just cornbread, cornmeal, eggs, butter, water, and then you put a whole bunch of strawberries in the batter and bake it up. I'm going to celebrate Strawberry Thanksgiving, and I'm going to think more about forgiveness, because truly, when you think about it, freedom comes through forgiveness. We will never be truly free to love, to laugh, to join hands with the other. We won't be truly free until we learn how to truly forgive. So happy 4th of July. Yes, celebrate your independence, but remember the beauty of the Strawberry Thanksgiving and the beauty that truly freedom comes through forgiveness. Thanks for coming to Old Stonewall Farm, and I will see you again. Until then, God bless.